tonight. Archie gives a brief overview of the employment market.
Up next, we have Zach and Shane explaining about the characteristics which are entailed into becoming a barrister.
We have Tony covering ethical guidelines and methodology.
We have myself and Shane with the data and analysis which was conducted in our research project.
In this presentation, I will provide a brief overview, nature and characteristics of legal employment sector. Legal employment market is much wider than it seems and does not only cover private and corporate legal services. The 2022 issue of Total Job Law Journal expands on 47 law fields, and all of them relate to one of 6 sectors. A key few are solicitor, patent attorney, judge, lecturer, usher, and politician. Private legal sector involves barristers, private client solicitors, legal secretaries, chartered legal executives, and mediators. Legal secretary is typically the first person to communicate with a new client. Moreover, private client legal sector has a unique character of trust and in some sense love from middle and upper class British residents. In contrast, evidence of distrust and despise come from individuals and communities who cannot afford legal fees or have an opinion that legal representatives are con artists. To better understand the nature of private legal sector, I have researched nature of services this sector provides. Mental support and empathy are crucial when working on personal injury cases. In addition, when working on divorce and child dispute cases, barristers must be mature, as it is important to relate to all types of clients. Barrister role is to persuade. They receive instruction and then use every available argument to advocate clients' interest. Pre-contract support frequently relates to family dispute cases where small and unnoticeable actions can affect the outcome of the case. When it comes to issues and difficulties surrounding employment in the law sector, we could think of a couple at least, like gender pay gap and unconscious bias in legal services. According to UK government website, in 2021, the gender gap among full-time employees was 7.9%. When a wage disparity is not acknowledged or addressed, devoted and valuable employees may perceive the barrier to be too great to overcome and seek alternative work. According to Law Society report, women's career advancement are complicated by some main factors like not fitting into a traditional image of a business leader and assumptions, ambitions, and limitations.
This segment of the show explores the characteristics and the duties of a barrister. One profession within the English legal system is a barrister. When a person aspires to be a barrister, they must complete a degree. Some academics choose to embark on a law degree, whilst others choose differing degrees but complete a 1-year conversion course in law. This is also referred to as a graduate diploma in law. The vocational aspect entails the completion of a BBTC. BBTC stands for a Bar Professional Training Course. This is a 1-year course at a certified institution that provides hands-on training that develops a person's knowledge, skill as they move forward in their career. On completion of the BBTC, one will be called to the bar by their inn. A barrister must be a member of one of the 4 inns of court: Lincoln's Inn, Inner Temple, Middle Temple and Gray's Inn. All 4 inns are centred close to the Royal Courts of Justice. Before seeking employment as a barrister, whether that be independently or with a firm, they must undergo a 1-year pupillage course, which became compulsory in 2008. This entails shadowing a working professional in their chamber. After a 6-month period, students can practice law, just not independently. A certificate is given on completion of the 12-month period. All barristers are required to continue professional development courses. This ensures their knowledge of current affairs and legislation. Barristers are usually hired by solicitors to represent a case in court. Other job roles include negotiating settlements, questioning witnesses, and some senior level barristers can be involved in the development of legal policy and strategy.
Within the methodology approach, valuable perspectives share an insight into our chosen field are the relevant factors in which Shane, Archie, Zach and myself have collaborated on to achieve the most credible outcomes. Within this chapter, I shall supply an introduction to the reader of the social research which was denoted on academic research and findings in which an association with relevant areas in our chosen social scientific field are outlined. While referring to the context of social research and methods in our research project, there is a consideration of issues and approaches towards the employment market, specifically around the legal sectors which we have referred to. There is a further inclusion for the role of values, characteristics within becoming a barrister, the high importance of the ethical consideration within the journey of the research, the quality of assumptions within the nature of the social outlet by primary academic research peers. Academic knowledge has been applied accordingly to find the results we have ended up with, and the consideration of political findings which we believe poses validity and reliability. The use of desk space within methodology was used to establish the findings which have been outlined throughout the presentation. Quantitative research has been conducted to demonstrate the analysis of the statistical data and percentages. This was done in the belief of the numbers providing an unbiased view to the area we were focusing on. In effect, these findings could be potentially generalised to the larger population within the legal sectors of wanting to become a barrister. Qualitative research was also implemented by myself to show the understanding of the data obtainment in which we abstracted and to gather an in-depth insight into potential problems within the research ethics of our project. This generally connected to grounded theory. A use of images, videos and audio have been applied with the qualitative research to uphold the validity and reliability within the academic sources which were used in the presentation. Within research ethics, Dina and Crandall 1978 had categorised 4 main areas of transgressions within the ethical principles in social research, which included harm to participants, lack of informed consent, confidentiality and deception. Confidentiality poses many forms of researchers, especially when qualitative research is commenced. This includes the common careful tactic of pseudonyms, which in effect can still not hold a guarantee to the identification of anyone not being disclosed. However, quantitative research provides an easier route to ensure any records are kept anonymous with the identification of an individual being closed off. With the consideration of the available routes to find the credible findings as a secondary analyst, this posed difficulties in presenting field notes or interview transcripts which did not disclose the identity of the place or people involved in the research project. Alderson 1998 was a supporting sociologist to my ethical approach by putting forward the idea of difficulties arising from an individual's safety of the same safeguarding guidelines, which are referenced to the concerns of confidentiality when secondary analysts overview academic records which are provided by the original primary researcher.
This segment of the show includes a podcast by Zach Cartledge.
In terms of gender, the number of applicants in judicial selection exercises are equal, but women had an estimated 4% lower success rates than men. Statistics from the Bar Standards Board show that males were more likely to pass the bar professional training course than women if they had an upper second class or first class degree, and they're also more likely to do so with a higher grade. However, these numbers were roughly equal for lower second class degrees. Out of all barristers in the UK, 32% are women, and just 17% of Queen's Counsel barristers are women. Those from ethnic minorities are overrepresented in applications, although they are less likely to be successful when compared to white applicants. Additionally, they are more likely to do so with a higher grade at all degree classifications. A total of 14% of barristers are from ethnic minorities. As barristers work at higher levels in the courts than solicitors, 97% of current judges were formerly barristers, meaning someone is significantly more likely to end up in this position if they become a barrister beforehand.
Unfortunately, that is all we have time for. Wait, news just in, we have Tony with a conclusion.
Within this summary, we have overviewed the legal sectors within the employment market.
Wait, so it's not all just about wearing humorous wigs?
Why no, Shane? It's followed by the characteristics and what it takes to actually obtaining the role into becoming a barrister within the methodology and research efforts that was conducted to present this presentation, followed by the analysis and data to support the findings of the academic research of primary researchers upon us.
That is all we have time for this evening. You can catch us next time on Student News.